It's a great day, my amazing CEOs. Welcome to the CEO Sales Huddle, a place that you get to come to build your 10-figure sales department. And we appreciate you choosing to spend time with us. You have a lot of choices, and you choose to spend this time so you can build your sales strategy for your sales department, your sales structure for your sales department. At the end of the day, have a sales system that really brings you predictable, reliable revenue. As your sales department revenue grows, you're able to have more impact on the world. And we're so excited to play a part of that. One of our core beliefs is that success leaves clues. It's a mantra that we've adopted because it's true. If someone else has done it, so can we. So we look at the clues of other CEOs, and we'll do a case study in a moment. We'll see the challenges they had. They'll see the successes they had. We'll see the adjustments they made in their sales department. And here's the cool part. We can apply those best principles to what we do every single day. So I'm super excited. Let's get started with the case study. And the case study this morning is Godox. You know, the lighting game used to be locked down. It was Profoto and Broncolor. They owned the pros. And Canon and Nikon kept their flashes tied to their camera systems. So everyone else was fighting for scraps. Then Godox, out of nowhere, came and flipped the table. They started as a ghost, a OEM shop in Shisland, cranking out gear with someone else's logo slapped right on it. No brand, no hype, no customer love. But when Godox decided to go direct, everything changed. Instead of begging for shelf space in camera stores, they went straight to Amazon. They went to eBay, global online shops. The sales pitch was simple. Pro lighting without the pro lighting price tag. And they knew who to target. Not glossy ad spreads, not big budget campaigns. They put their gear in the hands of YouTubers and hustling creators who actually used it. These were real shooters who were out there. They broke it in, they praised it, and they sold it better than any commercial ever could. Now, here's the sales move of sales moves. Godox kept pumping out innovation while the rivals rested on their brand prestige. Portable strobes, wireless triggers, LED panels that work right out the box, gear that solved problems, priced so low that photographers started asking why they'd ever pay thousands for one flash. It wasn't just a sale, it was a movement. The numbers don't lie. In just a few years, Godox bulldozed its way from an invisible supplier to the go-to name for lighting worldwide. Studios, weddings, YouTubers, shooters, all jumped in. The pros couldn't ignore it. Suddenly, the underdog wasn't just competing. It was winning. So here's my big takeaway for you. Sales is a street fight. You don't always win by having the fanciest product. You win by making it accessible, showing proof, and removing excuses not to buy. Godox didn't play by the industry rules. They rewrote them. And that's why they own the light industry today. With that being said, my name, by the way, is Shay Brown, host of the CEO Sales Huddle. It is an honor and a privilege to serve you. I'm super excited that you're here. And my promise is that this will be a good use of your time. And one of the ways I like to start every single morning as we get started is what is the mantra for you, the CEO? You, the CEO who's tuned in right now. And the mantra has remained consistent. The mantra has remained consistent for a number of years. And here it is. It's 3 words. Now, these 3 words will change the trajectory of your sales department if you just adopt the philosophy as a CEO. And here it is, focus on sales. Here it is, focus on sales. I'm going to say it again, focus on sales. Now, there's an obvious reason, because if you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. The obvious why is that sales is the oxygen for every great business in history. So without sales, there's always more money going out than there is coming in. Shay, can you land the plane? Can you bring the point home? Be glad to do that. Selling is the oxygen for every great business in history, and selling is serious, serious business. Selling is serious, serious business. Selling at the end of the day, is very, very serious business. But we don't stop there. We like to go to the other side and say, okay, what is our pledge to the sales department? And our pledge to the sales department is that we will learn, earn, and return. And every morning we repeat these words, not because we want to repeat the words, it's because they have meaning. And it is, I have to learn something new every single day in order to earn new revenue from new current clients every single day, in order to get new and old clients to return every single day. So I must learn, I must earn, and I must return. And then let's go look at what our objectives are. When you show up, when you come in, when you tune in, when you listen, whether you're watching live or to the replay or you're on the streaming device, it's about sales progress. What's going on in the sales department? And then we come all the way to the other side and say, what are some of the roadblocks that are happening in the sales department? And then we go back and say, what are the 5 sales pillars that every CEO must know and understand in order to be successful? 1, you must have a one-page CEO sales plan. 2, you must have a sales cycle. 3, you must understand the numbers. That's the CEO sales dashboard. You must have a sales message, and it brings it down to a 7-figure sales team that you must be building. Now, you can see me, I can't see you. And one of the things I like to do is you're watching. If you're on the platforms and you're on social media, you can look right below the video and you can write the words #I'm here. And you ain't even got to put hashtag anymore. That's kind of old, I guess. Just put I'm here. Just look right below the video and just type the words I'm here. I'm here is the bat signal that you and I are in this conversation, which I love to be in. And allows us to lean in. Now, for those folks that are on one of the streaming platforms, you can't do it live right now. Maybe you can't write the words. That's cool. I'm glad to hear that. Go over to @IamCheBrown, maybe on Apple TV, maybe on Roku. If you're listening to the podcast, you can hear the sound of my voice. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. You got a lot of choices. You choose to be with us, and we appreciate that. Now, the question comes up all the time is, why the CEO Sales Huddle? What is it? Why am I showing up? What's the purpose? Let me just tell you, the CEO Sales Huddle is a place where CEOs gather to understand how to sell more faster. Our big why is about sales growth. It's about accountability. It's about sales consistency. You may have heard this before, that consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. And having said that, what do most people struggle with most? They struggle with consistency. So we decided to fix that problem. How do we fix that problem? You show up for 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Okay, you think about it. That's 1% of the day. There are 1,440 minutes in every day. You show up for 1%, 15 minutes roughly. And you have one outcome. And that outcome is to generate an extra $100,000 a month over and beyond whatever you're earning today, because you're in this conversation around sales and around success, and you're able to take it to an entirely different level. To solve that problem, the question came up saying, well, Shay, how do I know if I'm on track? How do I know if I'm off track? I know you like to use the quote, what gets measured gets managed, what gets managed gets better. And that is so true. So we got to slow down now, and we got to tune in and say, well, wait a minute. If that's the case, which it is, what are we measuring? Well, we got leads, appointments, offered deals, and repeat business. So we created the CEO sales dashboard. That's what you're seeing here. And this is something you can go download. And it was created so you can measure, you can manage the key components that you need to do as a CEO. So you never have to ask that question, what should I look at? What should I be focused on today? What should I be doing? I'm going to tell you what you be doing. Generating leads, setting appointments, or making offers. I mean, it's just that simple. We're going to keep the main thing the main thing. So let's just do an example. Let's say you pull this down and you have it in front of you right now. And you're going to look at how many leads you generated. Cool, got it. You're looking at yesterday in the sales department, how many appointments were set and run in the sales department. Got it. Makes a lot of sense. Maybe you're looking at right now while we're speaking, you're saying, well, no, Shay, I need to go over and I need to look at how many offers that I'm making. Got it. That makes sense. Or maybe you're saying, well, Shay, I just want to take a look at the deals. Great. Let's do a deep dive into deals. Let's just say you're looking at deals and you want to say, okay, Shay, there's a couple categories in deals. The first category in deals is how many deals were closed. So look at your database. Look how many deals were closed yesterday. The contract is signed. The money was wired. Took a credit card, however you accept the money, and it's in the business. And then we're going to go back and say how many deals are pending. Now, pending for me is how many are hot. They're going to close in the next 7 to 10 days. How many deals are going to close in the next 11 to 21 days? Got it. That's warm. And then how many do you anticipate anything after 21 days? You've got to stay on. I mean, it's still warm, but I call them cold. They're not ice cold, but they're cold. At least in my opinion. And how many are there? You see, what gets measured gets managed. What gets managed gets better. It's not a beat me up session. That's not what it's about. It's about us stepping up and owning what's going on. We own what's going on. You're the CEO, and I said, I believe with all my heart, our number one goal is to focus on sales. It's just 3 words as a CEO mantra. Focus on sales. So now what gets measured gets managed. What gets managed gets better. You've got the 5 key areas to manage. Now the question is, what question do we need to ask ourselves as a CEO to make sure we're on track? And one of the things I believe is powerful people ask powerful questions because questions steer focus. So we're going to ask ourselves 3 questions. What are you most proud of for the sales department yesterday? Now I'm talking about the sales department. I'm not talking about what happened in your life. What was the biggest accomplishment in the sales department yesterday? I'm not talking about last week, not talking about last month. And then what do you want to brag about? Like if I could bring you on, I can't wait till that day comes. We can bring you on right now. You the CEO. You can show them and say, this is what I'm most proud about. This is what I want to brag about yesterday in the sales department. Maybe they made the phone call. Maybe they sent the email. Maybe you sat down and really did a 1-page CEO sales plan. Like literally, like yesterday you had your sales department sit down. And maybe you are the sales department and you have a 1-page CEO sales plan. You say, Shay, this is the plan. It doesn't matter. But I know every day is not rainbow, cupcakes, and unicorns. And I respect that. And I understand that. And I feel the same way. So we're going to the other side. We're going to ask ourselves, well, what are some of the biggest roadblocks we had yesterday in the sales department? Maybe you weren't feeling good. Maybe someone was sick. Maybe yesterday they just focused on training. I'm not sure. But here it is. What was the biggest roadblock yesterday in the sales department? What's preventing you today from moving forward in the sales department? Powerful people ask powerful questions. Questions steer focus. And in this life, you get what you focus on. What is the one thing that you can do, that only you can do, that if you did it, it would move the business forward? My message today is not going to be rocket science, but it's so true. My message today is going to be, it's on you. Like I want you to say right now as a CEO, it's on me. If the sales department is not performing, it's on me. If the sales department is not generating the leads that I need to do, it's on me. I'm going to make sure the sales department has the resources. I'm going to make sure the sales department has the tools. I'm going to make sure the sales department has the techniques that it needs in order to be successful, because sales is the oxygen for every great business in history. And the only message I have today is it's on me, the CEO, to make sure that's in place. It's not on anyone else. It's not on the market. It's not on what's going on in the world. It's not on what's going on in the government. It's not what's going on in loans. It's not what's going on in the credit industry. It's on me to solve the problems. So I'm going to find a way to make sure our company can get in front of people who have a problem. That's the role you have as a CEO. With that being said, my name is Shay Brown. Thanks for joining. You're amazing. You're awesome. You're an incredible CEO. You're already doing some wonderful things. You're just ready to go to that next level, whatever that next level is for you. And when the question is asked, when do you stop learning? The obvious answer is you never stop learning. God bless. Keep doing God's work. And I'll see you on the other side. Peace. See you at the next CEO Sales Huddle.